Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by and joining me for today's kitchen fall decorating video. If you are new here, my name's Lisa. I'm so glad that all of you are here to watch. I hope you get a lot of inspiration and ideas on things that you can do in your kitchen to set up beautiful vignettes and decor this fall. I flipped you around so you can see this is where I put most of my decor when I am decorating, and it is all cleared out. It's clean and looking all shiny and ready for new decor. And you will see I have kind of redone these cabinets. I did it off camera. It was just on the spur of the moment one day, but I wanted to move some of the stuff that I use on a regular basis around. Like up here, I don't access these as often, and like that's decorative. I need a step ladder to get up there, so I put pieces up there that I don't use as frequently, and then move down here. Like this is my everyday dishes and serving pieces that I can access without the ladder. I love my glass fronted counters, but it is something that you absolutely have to keep looking kind of nice and organized. You can't just shove it behind a closed door. I have gathered up all of the home decor that I anticipate using here in the kitchen. You can see that I'm going for some moodier colors, some darker tones, but then I am still mixing in my blue and white. I love my blue and whites all year long. They look beautiful in the fall with all of the oranges and golden colors along with like these burgundy plum colors. So I have a wide variety of vintage and newer pieces, but I have really not bought a whole lot. You'll see a couple of things that I have shared in my Walmart video and a couple of things from Hobby Lobby, but most of this I have had for years and I'm going to continue to love it. I also have a few new thrifted pieces like this big platter, but I will share all of that with you as I am decorating. I have under cabinet lighting, but I also like to put this little accent lamp here. I rotate this out with my decor depending on what season it is and, you know, just to freshen things up. I have a lot of lamps. I love them, so I have plenty to choose from. This is a cutting board from Hobby Lobby. It is so pretty and going to be the perfect base for the fall decor in this vignette. I chose to bring in some of my cookbooks that have fall colors. These are all thrifted except for the Magnolia Table cookbook. You can pick up beautiful cookbooks with wonderful recipes for cheap at the thrift store. Use them to bake and to decorate. In order to hide the cord for my lamp and break up all of the brown in my backsplash, I'm bringing in this older Hobby Lobby wall art piece. I believe it might still be available there, but I've had it several years. I think it is going to brighten this little vignette up and is the perfect addition. And of course, I'm using my Willowware dishes to bring in that blue and white. I have pulled one of my dessert plates from my dish set, and it's going to be the base for my LED pumpkin candle. This came from Hobby Lobby, and I shared it in that video last week. For now, until I can start my fall baking, I am going to display some faux pumpkins underneath my cloche. This is a sweet gift from my daughter-in-law, and I love the colors of it, so it's going to be the perfect size to fit under this dome and eventually hold some sweet treats. This is a toothpick holder. It's from Target and was $6.99. I need to get some long toothpicks. I did not have any for the video. If I waited for it to be perfect, you would never see anything. One thing I did thrift is this cute little Delft plate. It was $5 and I think it's just so precious. I love miniature pieces and I love little plates like this. These are simple anchor hawking canisters. You can pick these up at Walmart, Target, or online. I am going to use them so that I can have my flour and sugar front and center for all of the fall and holiday baking that is coming up soon. These clear canisters are perfect to display this blue willow scoop that I found at a recent estate sale. It was only $5.50, and I think I have filled this one with too much flour. I think I need to go back and take some flour out of that after I fill up my sugar dish. And since I only have one of the scoops, I am going to use one of my blue and white teacups to scoop the sugar. And again, beautiful to see them through the clear canister. Yeah, that was definitely too much flour in there. It is much more manageable now, and you can see that pretty scoop. To finish off this vignette, I decided I wanted to break up some of the brown wood on my cabinet. This is a Pioneer Woman serving board from Walmart. It has that lacy detail to it. It is so pretty, and it will be accessible right here for me to use when I serve more of my goodies this fall. Slide down the kitchen counter and we're going to start decorating this area right next to my cooktop. I'm going to start this vignette with my vintage crock, using it like a vase for these poppies that I picked up years ago, I think at Hobby Lobby. I have 3 different colors in here and they are just loosely and wildly styled since they are wildflowers. This floral arrangement is also going to help hide that plug here on my backsplash. This vintage turkey cookie jar is one of my favorite thrift finds of all times. I have had it for several years and I believe I only paid like $5 for it. I continue to bring over the blue and white with this plate that's going to ground my little white pumpkin. And a recent Goodwill find was this $2.99 hot plate or trivet. It is glass and it's just going to bring again some more of that blue and white color over here. I'm going to stage it with a new candle from Hearth and Hand. I was really drawn to the glass container. It is a smoky green color, and when it burns through, I can refill it and continue to use this candle all year long. Won't leave this unattended, burning right here. I usually move it to my cooktop, but for the video, got a lot of candle and bring that fall ambience in. Found this beautiful vintage Italian made platter at Goodwill recently. It was $9.99. I had to order a special hanger for it off of Amazon because it is so large, but it's going to hang up here on my backsplash, breaking up all of that brown background and just add that vintage touch to my kitchen that I love. For my little coffee area, I don't really want to call it a coffee bar, but staging for my coffee area, I'm going to use 2 more of my vintage crocks that I have thrifted over the years. I've already filled the smaller one with the K-cups. I am going to use the larger one to create a little floral arrangement to help hide that plug. Again, when I can. I love to camouflage the plugs, still leaving them accessible to use here in the kitchen. It's not always possible, but when you can, hide and camouflage your plugs. It just eliminates that distraction from your beautiful countertop decor. I wanted to bring in one of my vintage bowls that I collect. In the beginning of the video, you got to see a glimpse of that collection. I have several glass-fronted cabinets that I rotate my decor in and out of so that I can use it and then have some of it on display. It makes everything feel fresh and new that way. And it also allows you to enjoy your treasures that you collect. And speaking of collections, I really enjoy these small, tiny plates and spoon rests. I love to use these when I am making my coffee. It helps to keep my countertop cleaner and neater. I found this blue and white teacup spoon rest at an estate sale. It was super cute. Being a maximalist, I thought something was missing, so I am displaying one of my recent thrift finds. This $5 Delft plate. It's going to fill in that gap from the vignette over to the platter and give it a little more color here. I felt like that was much needed, and this is so much better. Cleared off enough decor on the other side of my kitchen that I can now start creating little vignettes over here. This little area, I keep supplements and vitamins in this wooden box, but I wanted to kind of soften that look and create a little vignette in this basket. I'm using 2 of the towels from this set of 3. These were from Hobby Lobby. I recently shared these with you. I love the block print and the plaid, the little ruffle. Inside the basket, I am folding and layering the towels so that you can see the ruffles. And then I'm going to layer in one of my blue and white plates and teacups. I think this look together is so beautiful. This is going to be something that I can move around if I need to, and I can place it all over my kitchen depending on what area I'm using and need to free up space. The third towel is going to be decorative and hanging from my oven handle. I always tell y'all this is my practical but pretty side of the kitchen. We use the previous area I just showed and this area for our main food prep. And there are things in the kitchen that you actually need to utilize, but you want to make them look attractive. That's what I'm doing here by layering my new wood and marble cutting board from Walmart. I'm using a vintage trivet and one of my vintage pottery pieces to hold all of our garden vegetables. My husband is a gardener, so we have some potatoes and tomatillos in there right now. If you have been following along for very long, you know that my husband has been propagating some succulents that got knocked off by the wind. I have put all those little pots here in this thrifted blue vase. It makes it so pretty and attractive. I have a vintage container to store some dog treats, and then I'm just adding a faux pumpkin in here to bring some color and fall ambience over here. Like I said, practical but still very pretty. When I put a vignette up here on my bar top, I love to style it in a tray, on a platter, or a basket like I'm doing here today. We are empty nesters, but when we have family and guests come over, it makes it easier to just move this, and then we have seating here at the bar top if we need it. So I am layering my wooden tray with a few of my favorite vintage and newer finds. I love, love, love these plum stems from Hobby Lobby. I have used them for several years. They still have them again this season if you are looking for them. I am loosely creating a little arrangement in this vintage pottery piece. This is a baking dish actually, and I found it at the Goodwill bins a while back. The little tiny cutting board is perfect to even out the basket since it is a little bumpy. For one of my newer thrifted pieces, I got this little dish from an estate sale for $10. It is so pretty. I think it should technically have a lid to it, but when I thrifted it, it did not. Again, I'm using a Delft tile to even out the bottom of the basket, another thrift find, and it is going to be the base for my marble pumpkin. I love using a variety of materials, textures, shapes, and colors in my home. It just keeps it very interesting and keeps it warm and cozy. At the same time, it's not too stuffy and it feels more inviting. Layering in another one of my collectible teacups into that first blue and white serving dish, and then adding a couple of pumpkins in different colors and textures to that. Since this vignette is visible from 360 degrees, meaning you can see it all around from the entire kitchen, family room, and kitchen dining nook, I want to decorate the back side. To do that, I found this print for $15 at an estate sale. It is a watercoloring that is done by a known artist. It has all of those beautiful fall colors, but is still something I can use well beyond this season. And now, all of the decor in this tray looks pretty from every angle around the kitchen and living area. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today while I decorated my kitchen. I hope you have left feeling motivated to get your own decorating done with new inspiration and ideas. I always appreciate that thumbs up and invite you to subscribe, becoming part of my Uniquely Lisa family. Thank you for being here again, and until I see you next time, I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.